All right, so scientists, some, are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
On the 15th of February 2022, the Solar Orbiter spacecraft captured jaw-dropping images of a solar eruption, revealing the destructive events on the surface of the Sun. This event not only dazzled astronomers, but also shed light on the Sun's volatile nature. While NASA has long kept a watchful eye on solar flares and storms, their energy dwarfs even our most powerful nuclear weapons. Thankfully, the Earth is millions of miles away from the Sun, and solar flares in themselves are not a challenge we have to deal with. However, the real threat comes from the resulting solar storms. On Monday, the 22nd of January 2024, a solar storm triggered a radio blackout over the Pacific Ocean. This recent event, alongside increased geomagnetic storm alerts, has raised concerns about a larger-scale solar storm hitting our planet in 2024. But could a solar storm really be coming? If so, are we prepared for what lies ahead? Before we dive into this video, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest content. Solar storms, fueled by the Sun's powerful eruptions, originate from solar flares and coronal mass ejections, CMEs, where vast amounts of charged particles are ejected into space, creating a celestial spectacle that mesmerizes and intrigues. While these eruptions may seem distant and benign from our terrestrial vantage point, their implications reverberate across vast expanses of the solar system. As scientists scrutinize the Sun's behavior, there are concerns regarding the likelihood of a major solar storm striking Earth in 2024. While such events have occurred throughout history, the interconnected nature of our modern world amplifies the potential consequences. In September 1859, the Carrington event, which was the most intense geomagnetic storm ever recorded, disrupted telegraph systems worldwide. Then, in March 1989, the Hydro-Quebec power network collapsed due to geomagnetically induced currents, causing a blackout affecting over 6 million people for more than 9 hours. These incidents occurred when digital technology was still in its infancy, and there were far fewer satellites orbiting the Earth than today. However, if a solar storm were to hit Earth today, it could disrupt the delicate balance of our technological infrastructure. While incapable of inflicting direct physical harm to life on Earth, this storm possesses the capacity to wreak havoc on our interconnected network of satellites, power grids, and communication systems. These storms, if sufficiently potent, have the potential to render swaths of satellites inoperable, severing vital communication links and compromising global navigation systems. Furthermore, the onslaught of geomagnetically induced currents could cripple power grids, plunging regions into darkness and disrupting essential services. But should the damage to satellites be a major concern? Satellites are the unsung heroes of modern communication and navigation, and they stand on the front lines of the solar storm's assault. These orbiting sentinels, crucial for everything from weather forecasting to global positioning, face the dual threats of radiation exposure and electrical disruption. A major solar storm could spell disaster for these delicate instruments, rendering them vulnerable to malfunction or outright destruction. Beyond the reaches of space, the impact of a solar storm extends to Earth's surface, threatening to disrupt the very fabric of our interconnected world. While the Earth's atmosphere provides a protective barrier against the Sun's onslaught, a potent solar storm can breach this defense, unleashing a cascade of consequences. Power grids, reliant on stable electrical currents, face the risk of overload and disruption, leading to widespread outages and societal upheaval. Similarly, communication networks, including the internet, stand vulnerable, with deep-sea cables harboring sensitive equipment that are vulnerable to a solar storm. In a world where virtually every aspect of modern life relies on electricity and internet connectivity, the prospect of a major solar storm sends shockwaves through society. From air travel and financial markets to healthcare and emergency services, the ripple effects of a disrupted infrastructure would be felt far and wide. The collapse of critical systems could lead to untold economic losses and, tragically, the loss of countless lives. As we confront the looming threat of a potential solar storm, there are questions about our readiness to weather the storm's impact. Are we adequately prepared for the repercussions of a major solar event? Can we mitigate the risks and safeguard our technological infrastructure? While scientists diligently monitor solar activity and issue warnings when necessary, the unpredictability of space weather can be a major challenge, which is why, in the face of these challenges, proactive measures are essential to enhance our preparedness for a major solar storm. Enhanced space weather monitoring, robust infrastructure safeguards, and coordinated response protocols are imperative to fortify our defenses against this cosmic threat. Space weather monitoring plays a crucial role in predicting and mitigating the impact of solar storms on Earth. Scientists utilize a network of ground-based observatories, satellites, and space weather models to monitor solar activity and issue warnings when necessary. By tracking solar flares, coronal mass ejections, and other indicators of solar activity, researchers can provide advanced notice of potential geomagnetic disturbances, allowing utilities and operators to implement protective measures. Furthermore, infrastructure safeguards are essential to protecting our critical systems from the effects of a solar storm. Power grid operators can install surge protectors and other protective devices to mitigate the risk of geomagnetically induced currents. Similarly, satellite operators can implement shielding and redundancy measures to safeguard their spacecraft against solar radiation. By investing in resilient infrastructure and implementing best practices for space weather resilience, we can minimize the impact of a solar storm on our technological systems. Coordinated response protocols are also essential to ensuring an effective and timely response to a major solar event. This is why governments, utilities, and other stakeholders must collaborate to develop and implement response plans that address the unique challenges posed by space weather. By coordinating communication and sharing resources, we can streamline our response efforts and minimize the impact of a solar storm on society. The good news is that all these do not seem impossible to achieve, meaning we can be prepared just in time should anything happen. As we face the threat of a potential solar storm, we must remain vigilant and proactive in our efforts to enhance preparedness and resilience. By investing in advanced monitoring capabilities, robust infrastructure safeguards, and coordinated response protocols, we can minimize the impact of a solar storm on our technological systems and society as a whole. As we navigate the complexities of space weather, solidarity and foresight are our greatest allies against the forces of nature's wrath. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you have yet to do so. Be sure to hit that notification bell as well if you don't want to miss out on our upcoming videos.